Hello, and welcome to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Got a new experience, a new adventure. So this is exciting. I have played 3 Ultimate a bunch, but I did it with the Greatsword. So I know this game fairly well compared with my Monster Hunter 1 outing. Starting a fresh adventure in Moga Village. Elancebeth has moved on from Kokoto and has brought her lance and hunting abilities to the humble island of Moga. But look at this happy village. Everybody's just chilling out, fishing, beautiful music to the background. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Morning, Hunter. You sleep well? If it's any comfort to you, Moga Village hasn't seen 2 quakes in the same day yet, knock on wood. Well, let's back up. Welcome, welcome. I'm the chief of this here little community. Nature provides Moga Village with everything we need. The woods and the sea are our castle, and it's a good one. As folk like to say, living here long builds sinew and character. But it's not all rainbows and sunshine. No, we got our share of turbulence, and you can take that literally. You ever heard of the... I'm never sure how to pronounce this monster, because the first I heard was Lagiacrus, which sounds fine. But I feel like I've heard the Japanese developers say Lagiacrus, which is very... it's a bit of a tongue twister. You meet our Grozy captain yet? He and Neko have some same masculine way of speaking. Karu? I'm not enough of a weeb to know what these words mean. No shame on weebs, though. Happy to have him around. Also wears same style of clothing. He glow with coolness from afar, like Tiger of Far East. I've got to wonder how this plays in... Oh, thanks. Karu means understand? Normally Neko explains the Japanese words, but I've got to wonder how this plays in Japanese. Like, are these supposed to be Japanese people visiting, like, a Polynesian village? And they like, make Japaneseisms? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to go out into the woods. First of all... Oh, I didn't want to talk to you, sorry. Use the item box, yeah. Oh, maybe I have to talk to her to go inside. First of all, we gotta get the right weapon, because, no shade on the sword and shield, but lance is Elancebeth's weapon of choice. And I'm sure everybody has thoroughly enlightening and lengthy things to say, but I want to get things done this... I know how to use the Wii U gamepad, Chief, thanks. One thing Monster Hunter 1 has on this game is that you can ignore all the tutorials. They're thankfully optional. The Chief doesn't just make you do... boy, I am so happy to have button attack commands now, because it is so much better to use the lance with buttons. And I'm sure I'm going to have much better accuracy with the analog stick to aim. It's a bright new world out there, and it's looking good already. I'm not a professional voice actor, if you can tell. You're going to need a hunting base, and this is where we left the tent and bocce set. Bocce? I bet it's... There's like a Japanese kind of bocce ball, I bet, that they say in that. The quake really did this place in. We need to fix it up before you can hunt from here. Bocce just seems like a really weird... Got any raw meat? I should. How many? I have 2. Bocce to me is like a rich person's game. Those big heavy like steel balls that you toss around. And I'm like, this fishing village has bocce? It seems really... I think that's like a weird localization thing. In those woods. Best stick to daytime hunting for now, yeah. Might be a Nargacuga out there. Take this barbecue spit. Oh, look at that. You had to buy a barbecue spit in Monster Hunter 1. Gee, I feel like an old man. Back in Monster Hunter 1, we had to buy our own barbecue spits. And we didn't have any money because we already bought all, spent it on all of. I'm just gonna try to blow through this and get to some of the early 1-star quests. Oh, I'm going the wrong way to go. If I want to go to Zone 6, I need to go quicker. I need to go this way. It'll be faster. Didn't tell you about the monster list. Yeah. The monster list only matters if you actually buy the books, and I don't think I'm going to do that, because the Monster Hunter books, the monster books, I guess they're useful. They would have been useful before wikis, and if you've only played this for the first time. Here are our Jaggies. This will be good to practice, see how my Monster Hunter 1 Lance skills hold up to this. Because I'm used to fighting all these monsters with a greatsword, which is a very different experience. And I may as well try and do the new counter move. See if that works. They're Jaggy. I know. Don't worry. They're hardly as bad as Velociprey from Monster Hunter 1. Okay, so I need to do... Is it... Yes, it's A. I need to block and hit A. Let's see if I can get him to attack. Oops. That was a little early. Okay. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. And we get resources just for killing him. Oops. Jeez. Oh man, I'm still stuck in the Monster Hunter 1's mindset where I'm like, the best I can do is use the L button to point in the right direction. Oh, it's just Banahapras. The more tropical variety of flying insects. Oh wow. That was a lucky. My first Nahabra kill was Carnival. That's really lucky. I was trying to figure out what the general attitudes are on various games in the series, like how people rank them. And of course the first results were like top 10 lists that were not very good. One was based on Metacritic scores, and from that, Monster Hunter Tri is ranked above 3 Ultimate. And Generations is ranked above Generations Ultimate, so I don't know what's going on with Metacritic, but clearly an inadequate comparison system there. You can't compare those scores against each other, obviously. Oh, but loads of Pookie. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. It's our Poogie. What do we call it? Oh, I saw a good one. Homer is not bad. The teller of the Odyssey. Oh, I don't want to think about eating this pig. Poogie's not bad, but let's, I like Killian. Kind of, you can imagine that. Oh, but we gotta change that outfit. That's no good, come on. You're gonna wear the Memorial Stripes. Perfect. Yeah, for some reason both lists also had Monster Hunter stories in them. Both of the top 10 lists, and I was like, you know, I love Monster Hunter stories, but it doesn't belong in the same list. Like, if you're comparing mainline series games, that doesn't make any sense. No camps, no quests. That's the rules. The good news is, the guild seems to have completely forgotten about us, so you're not missing anything. Heh. Oh. Well, that's great. I guess I have to actually go to the base camp and see what's done. Oh, no, wait. I'm a doofus. I need to complete the resource quest. The village request. Oh, most game journalists have lost all credibility. Yeah, I've gotten that impression. Oh, I don't know why I have these quests. I haven't even met Cha-Cha yet. Yeah, there are a few... I think the ones who have gone independent went independent for a reason. Like, I'm a big fan of NoClip and Danny O'Dwyer's work. He's making some good stuff, but it's clear why he left GameSpot. Because there's just... Or, is that right? Wait, am I always confused GameSpot and GameStop. But yeah, I agree. It seems like most of the independent people and like the YouTubers who do game content are much more reliable. Because you know like what they're saying, you know where they're coming from, so you can kind of gauge whether you usually agree with them or not. boy, is this just like a much more pleasant experience already with easy camera control. I can press buttons to attack as we should, and I don't have any chance to waste bug nets because I immediately know that this site has been used up. Plus we can see where the sites are when we walk over them. I actually prefer that. Granted, I can respect that there's some value to... Oh, that's right. Let's go get bugs in here. There's some value to having the gathering points not explicitly marked, because you feel a little bit more like an expert when you do find them. But at the same time, I just prefer to know that the gathering point has been used up. The corona of the volcano in Monster Hunter 1 is way cooler than the one in this game. The volcano in this game is more realistic, but the corona in Monster Hunter 1 is just cool. Wow. I think I already have enough money and materials to make the first lance upgrade, which is wild. I wouldn't have enough money to buy a lance, much less, you know, upgrade it at this point in Monster Hunter 1. Like, I don't think it's even an hour into the stream and I already can upgrade. It's crazy. This game is so generous, I love it. It's always weird to me that... Oh, whoops. That the felines who return to the farm ask if you want to change their name. Which, that feels kind of creepy. It's one thing to have, you know, feline servants, but it's another for them to, like, be, you know, do you want to change my name? And I'm like, no, your name is your name, please keep it. But there you go, right to work. It's a little touch, but it's nice to see that the felines actually, like, go into the farm. They actually start plowing the fields once you start cultivating. Capcom, I love Capcom for that kind of polish. Although there are probably reasons to hate Capcom for their business dealings, I assume. Neko has something to say? What does Neko have to say? Yo fare ye, Hunter. Oh, Nyo fare ye. So, some of this stuff is just weird to try and parse. You swim in the direction I know how it works. Oxygen. Keep things in mind and you'll be good. Cool. Bye. But that's the wonderful thing about Monster Hunter. You change your weapon and it's a whole new experience. As long as you enjoy it. Or even if you don't enjoy it, it might be it'll be a new experience. So, I think I said before that the swimming doesn't bother me in this game. I kind of like it when it's utilized. I found that it sometimes runs into the same problem that Monster Hunter 1 does with the camera. More than a few times I found myself in an awkward camera position where it's hard to... You just can't see what's going on and you'll get killed. That does happen on land as well, but it is more obvious. But yeah, try not to drown. If you look at the left side, you'll see your oxygen bar. Oh, and the higher ranks, swimming becomes frustrating. Yeah, I never got to G ranks, so maybe that's where it really burns you out, but it never bothered me too much. Granted, I'm using a different weapon, so maybe with the lance it'll be better, maybe it'll be worse. I know that the one thing I've heard about lance in swimming is that the lance charge is an incredible mobility option underwater. I can see why they removed it, though, from subsequent games. Swimming, it's a neat idea, and it does expand the kind of monsters you can have. But, I mean, people had a bad reaction to it, obviously, and, you know, they brought Lagiacrus back, but nothing underwater. I don't think Gobble has been in any subsequent games either. It's a shame, because I quite like the Sea Deus. Like, it's just an awesome... For a few reasons. For one thing, the escalation in this game is perfect, where you start with these little jaggies who, if it's your first time playing, you're getting knocked around all over the place, and then you build up to Ludroth and, you know, Baroth and some of these other bigger monsters. And when you face the Lagiacrus, that's like the biggest thing ever, and it's this big deal. It's going to destroy the village. And you think like that's the biggest monster and the toughest thing you've ever faced. And then you get like this massive... The Seedaeus is just like the biggest thing you've ever seen. And it's like not even bothered by your presence. It like almost totally ignores you. And it's incredible, and it's like a humbling moment to finally face the Seedaeus. And you're only at the end of low rank when you do that, so you know there's more to come. And I think it's just a shame because you don't... the other really big Elder Dragons do have similar impact, but like being in the water with this giant whale-sized creature, I don't know that anything quite compares to that in the other Monster Hunter games. That thing scares you? That's the thing about Monster Hunter, it's a game about like danger and fear. Like, I think that's something that Monster Hunter 1 I appreciated about it the more I played. Because indeed, the Seedaeus is scary, and that's kind of the point. Like, these are very dangerous creatures, and we're dwarfed by their majesty and their power. And it's exciting. Granted, you know, a monster like Fatalis in Monster Hunter 1 is similarly intimidating and frightening. But, I don't know, it doesn't quite compare to, Oh, whoops, I was about to sell items. Hang on. Beautiful scale. Ah, yes. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk more about the Seedaeus when I actually get to it, because I'm getting ahead of myself. I know it's tricky, especially if you're used to hunting on level ground. Yeah, this is the Monster Hunter 3 experience in a nutshell. Is that it's tricky, and I'm sure a lot of people bounced off this game pretty hard when it first came out. Don't let a little water scare you off. And that almost sounds like the developers being like, please don't just run away from Monster Hunter 3 because it's got swimming in it.